right. Filmmaker Luciano Blotta is releasing his independent documentary film, Rise Up, which is set to be released in theaters next week, Wednesday, October 27th. Rise Up showcases Jamaica's underground music community and the struggles, dreams, and aspirations of 3 young artists vying for their shot at success. It features Turbulence, Just Ice, and Kamoy, a shy, angelic songstress from Clarendon. And here to give us all the scoop on the film is Luciano Blotta, the director, and Carlo, local producer for Rise Up. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Now I have to tell everybody your business and talk about when they started showing the clip a while ago. You all broke into smiles. You're excited.
Very excited because I'm so happy to be here because this has been for me personally an incredible journey that has changed my life.
How so?
It's been, you know, I came here as a foreign man without knowing anything about Jamaican music, the culture, or anything, invited by my friend Mark Hart, who's the godfather of the project.
Okay.
And I fell in love. I fell in love with the people and, of course, the music.
Well, we're like that. We have that. We Jamaicans have that effect on people. But tell us a little bit about the movie, about the documentary.
Well, that's, so when I got to Jamaica and fell in love, I saw how much talent there was in the music scene, but unrecognized. So I decided to do something about it. And especially also there was a situation where I didn't have much resources. I came here with my little camera, and I didn't have access to the big stars, the big names, the big artists. So I decided to turn that weakness into a strength and instead focus on the artists that are underground and don't get any attention, and those artists really wanted me to, film them, and they wanted to show me what they were about, and that really inspired me. And that's how Rise Up was born, hence the name Rise Up, because it's all about their journeys from the beginning of their careers until they either make it or don't, or whatever happens in their life, and we cover their life for 4 years.
And it almost parallels your story in terms of making the movie as well, in terms
Correct.
of rising up.
We always said that it was like, this was going to be like a rise up for everybody involved.
Right. Yeah. Now, Carlo, you became involved in this project. Tell us how that came about.
Okay, Mark is a friend of mine from a long time ago, and he called me one afternoon and told me about Luciano and that he had him here and he thought we could do a project together, and told me to come down to Mobay and we could start working. So I went to Mobay, met Luciano, and the next day we went filming around the People's Arcade in Mobay, and then I took him to Kingston into my world of the underground music scene.
But why? I mean, what was it about this project, Carlo, that made you decide, you know what, this is something I want to be a part of? Because I'm sure there were other stuff you could have done.
Well, personally, it's my life as well, because I'm a producer, and like hundreds of other producers in Jamaica, we're all hoping to get that big break, to let something happen. And I was in a position where I was working with all these talented artists like Turbulence, Roots Underground, and I saw this as an avenue because I saw what The Harder They Come did for Jimmy Cliff.
Right.
And my feeling is that if we focus on film through music, we can propel artists much further than the regular route.
Yeah.
And I saw this as an opportunity to do that. So I embraced it.
Okay, and it worked out well for you, clearly.
Well, yes.
And that's what we'll be able to see when we go to the theaters. Now, 4 years is a long time. What was it like? Like, what changed throughout the process of doing this for 4 years?
Well, I think mainly the first change was a change in me, because I had to learn everything from scratch. And there was a time in the beginning where I was going completely by instinct, because I don't know really what I'm filming, but my instinct was guiding me. And through Carlo, I got to learn everything about the island and the music business, and then eventually start to focus and narrow down on these 3 artists that I felt showed a little bit of what Jamaica is about and what's out there, and how different and versatile everybody can be here.
I'm glad that you mentioned the artists, and Carlo, you can join in on this one because you've been here, so you're probably familiar. But in terms of using these 3 particular artists, what was probably the advantage of working with them? These in particular, because there are hundreds, thousands of people who want to be artists and who would love this opportunity, but you chose these 3. Why?
I think, well, first of all, when I met Turbulence, and he was in the beginning of his career, it was electrifying. His whole presence, he was a real entertainer, and the talent was, very easily to discern. So he really inspired me. He was really friendly and positive, and I knew there might have been a lot of Turbulence type out there, but we sort of bonded right from the beginning, and that covered that side of things. As a true Rasta man, right? And Carlo introduced me to him. So maybe you knew him before.
Yeah, I knew Turbulence before. I had met him working at a record company called Carrying Records, and I had written a bio for him, and he actually voiced this track for me called Notorious. And it was a #1 hit in Jamaica due to the whole along the way. He had voiced a song for me before, and I said, when Luciano said I want to meet a different artist, I said Turbulence is one, definitely. And being in close proximity to him, I could call him on the phone and we could just swing by his place and hang out with him the whole day. So it was convenient.
Okay, now we're running out of time. Unfortunately, we can't get to talk about everything, but tell us about the movie. When is it going to be released? Where? Get people excited.
All right, so the movie opens in every theater in Jamaica on October 27th. That's next Wednesday. We're having a red carpet premiere the day before at Carib for the press and the flashes, and the artists, of course, are going to be there. And I think this is a film Jamaica needs to see, and our goal behind this was always to help the people and to help everybody rise up. It's a positive message. It's an inspiring film. The film has won awards overseas the last year or so, and have gathered a lot of momentum. And everybody who has seen the film, especially Jamaicans, have come up to me and said, thank you for doing this and showing it the way it is.
Well, I'll just reiterate, thank you so much for doing this. Carlo, thank you for being here. Luciano, go out and watch Rise Up. We have to support our own people when we see this happening. Support Luciano because he's come and you're one of us now, yeah?
Absolutely.
You're one of us. We are going to take a break. When we come back, is it Professor Nuts? News first, and then we can say stuff like, in the bus. We'll be right back.